Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first webinar on the series of CMCL-FAIMER Alumni Club Initiative webinar series to support the teaching during the extraordinary circumstances which we have. The first one we are having on opportunities and challenges in online UG teaching in this COVID epoch. And I have with me Dr. Monika. Monika, you can wave hand. Monika Sharma, Dr. Chetna Desai, Dr. Cinara, Dr. Purvi, and Dr. Sushant. So what we are going to do is looking at opportunity which has been created because of the existing situation. If you look at the opportunity, now this is a sort of, you can say, this is a time to contribute to the society in this situation and also to catch up your teaching responsibilities. And when you do this, you are also going to sort of continue the students' learning because there was a gap because of this lockout. And you can also sharpen your skills in the online component of the teaching. Now, when we talk of opportunities, you will see there are lots of challenges too. A lot of people ask us questions. They are apprehensive about methods. Can I do it? I don't know much about computers. So still I can do it or not? Which online platform to use? What special preparations are needed? And they also ask us how much cost is involved. Do I need to invest? My institution will invest? All those are the challenges there. As people say, extraordinary situations need extraordinary efforts. So when we are talking about this change, it reminds me a very famous quote, be the change that you wish to see in the world. So let's start this journey together. In the first webinar, the learning objectives, what we have planned is that the learner should be able to know the common online platforms used. Use online platforms to conduct undergraduate classes at basic level. And as you progress further, add more features and certain tips and tricks you learn on the way. Now, if you look at the types and platforms of online learning, asynchronous means most of you are aware of that. A lot of terminologies, not in the same time. Student can access as per their convenience. So Google Classroom. So that is the one which is there. WhatsApp, YouTube, college website. You can put the material you have and student can access as per their convenience. In the synchronous, you are doing it all together. Okay. When you are doing it all together, there are chances that you can build up interactivity. It can be live or it can be recorded. For example, right now, we are in this webinar, which is live, and this comes into the synchronous. Later on, we will put the recording into the FAIMER Regional Institute website, so then it becomes asynchronous. So some of you who could not attend today, so they can go into that mode of teaching. Let's have some look at the platforms for the synchronous teaching. So we have Zoom, Hangout, BigBlueButton, MS Teams, Moodle, Skype, Blackboard Collaborate, GoToMeeting, WebEx, some institution creator platforms. But remember, there's some overlap with the asynchronous also. You can use some of them at both places. So we want to see your responses, like which one. If you look at some of the common features, this you might be familiar with the terminology host. For example, today we are the host, 6 of us. So host is a teacher. In the free trial or in the trial version, you will find one is there. Paid, you can have multiple. Students are usually limited up to 100. Paid, you can have 500. One way, usually maybe free and trial version are usually one way. And interactivity you want to increase in the paid. And video, audio, and annotations. If you look at their controls, their variables, you have more options in the controls when you go into the paid versions. Share screen is there, but you have more options in the paid version, and you can customize. For example, you can put your logo to anything you send to that, so that is also possible. So If you look at the Zoom, most of you are familiar with that. And this you might be knowing already. It's a free version. Most features are there. 140 minutes is the limit. And we will schedule actually meeting for some of you. Maybe you are new to Zoom also. We'll see how this works. Most of them are very similar platforms. We schedule a meeting. And if you go to remember, your Zoom is a free version, not a trial version. So it means it doesn't expire. You can continue with using it. And this is the upgraded version or the paid version, which you can see. For example, this is, I'm showing example of the last MBBS class. We have 78 registrants here. And if you see on this side, I can view also here who are the registrant participants. So the attendance is taken sort of along with that. I will tell you how to build up into that. Then we have poll build up into that. I have just conducted a poll with your group, so you can do that. Branding, you can put your brand into that. And email settings also, you can do that. So these are some additional options which you have. And the session, each session can last up to 24 hours. And the student is more than 100. Based on how much you need, you can go. Roll call is very important. And all records are maintained. And email reminders can be there. For example, for this webinar, you received a reminder 1 day before, 1 hour. You can all customize that. So that is the advantages of that. On the mobile screen, it looks like this. So you have a join option, you have a schedule option. Same account works here also. A lot of people ask me that we had a last meeting. There's a recurrent meeting. I don't remember the ID. In your mobile, go here. The drop-down menu is there. In your account, all the IDs are automatically saved. So you can go to the last meeting. No need to copy and paste again and again. Let's see how we can schedule a Zoom meeting. These are the steps we are going to show you. So when you should have, first you should have a Zoom app installed in your laptop. Sign in with your username. Go to meetings, schedule a meeting, follow these things, date, time, some controls we'll show you now. Link share. In the free, you give a meeting ID. In the paid, you can do that also. And add on is registration, where you give a registration link, where you know who is now into your class. And usually most of the people are sharing the link on the WhatsApp. So let's see how we can go into some of those features. And I'm going to show you a few examples. The first one is, this is a free version I'm showing you, how you schedule a meeting. If you look at this, I've already scheduled some classes here. Okay, so like that, you can schedule all your classes. When you go for scheduling a new meeting, you will see a lot of options. So you can type the name, whichever MBBS class is there. So accordingly, you can see which class you want to have there, because everyone will see this one accordingly. And then you can choose the time, AM, PM accordingly. Time, whatever you choose, if it is a free version, you can see here, there's a 40-minute time limit. Choose the time zone. Meeting ID is usually created. You can even personalize that. Meeting password, you can choose anyone. You can change the password also. You can have something like that. Video you can keep on if it is a class. And this always keep audio on the both. This is important. A lot of people do not do this. Meeting options. Enable the host join before. So enable the participants to join before host. Otherwise what happens? They keep on waiting. And this way they will join and you can exactly start your class at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Students will be already there. Mute the participants on the entry. Otherwise you will have a lot of noise. Do not select this option. If you select this option, you have to admit every student. That becomes a hectic issue. And then you can record the meeting. It will ask you, if you have paid version, it will usually records on the local computer. Paid version, it also records on the cloud. Then you can save into your meeting. And whenever you want to start, again, you go to your meetings, the saved meeting will be there. So in that, for example, let me show you one saved meeting. So this is one saved meeting. So this is in the free version. This is how it would look like. And then on this side, you can see, you can start your same meeting. Let me show you one more example where we have a upgraded version. Now here what I want to show you, so you can see I'm already have a class. I'm just going to use the actual class I have taken of the MBBS. This is the actual class. If you see, this is the upgraded version. If you see, now you will see in the upgraded version, I have all my participants here. And even I can view them. If you see that, I can view them. I can view them. Their roll numbers are also there. And this is a permanent record. I can use it later on also. So in this way, that is very, very useful to me that I can use it later on also. And how I do it, there are a few things I will show you now. The poll which I've just done, if you see the poll, there's a poll you can place. So for example, this is some of the MCQs I built up into the lecture. So you create it, save it, anytime you can use it. Lower your PPT and then you can use it. So that is the poll you can use. You can do the branding also. So I have put up about pharmacology. So that is the branding you can put up. Email setting you can do. When the reminder should go, that also you can do. So those are some of the components you can see in this meeting. Let me show you one more meeting and how we track the attendance of the students. Now, this is another meeting. If you look at now, other features are same because this is a paid version. I just want to show you. So every meeting you will see invitation link. So copy the invitation link. So this is student will get. Now you have a student's class with you. So you can go to student's class. Okay, whatever batch is there. For example, I am just sending to someone maybe who will post it, the link. So I send the link. That person clicks on the link. And you when click the link, you can see. You have to put your name. The student will put, this is a mandatory name, surname, email, and roll number. So that is a must. How that is done, let's show you that how we have to do that. When we go into the meetings. So let's go to the same meeting I have shown you. Go down in the registration. You can edit registration choices. These are the normal things you will see. Questions, last name, other things are automatically there. Custom question, you have choices here. So here I have put up a question, write your roll number, which is mandatory required. And you can have other questions also if you want to have other information. Any question you can create here and save it. So accordingly, you can use that option. So when you say write your roll number, that takes care of the attendance. So every roll number now will come to you and you can view it later on that this is what it is happening. So this is the video I've recorded earlier and I will be using this video now to show you. So let's see this video now. If you can see to that, when you click on the link which we have sent to the students, it will open their Zoom app. And this is how you will look in the Zoom app. These will be the control. Mute. You will have video and other apps. Let's go through that. The first one is the mute, which you can see here. Here you have all the controls. You have all the controls which are there. And then you can see the mute control. As a host, you can mute the participants. Video, you can even change your background. You can see the background of one of the panelists. You can manage the participant, mute all, unmute all, or individually. Chat, which you are doing also. Purvi is taking care of chat right now, all the questions. And this is the most important. If you see the share screen, we are going into share screen. You will see everything which is open on your desktop, your screen. Let's go into PowerPoint. Most of you will be using that. This is the PowerPoint. Go into the slide show mode. And when in the slideshow mode, exactly the same PPT will open up as you do normally. You can even annotate on that. And then you can stop share if you want to go to some other thing. For example, here I am sharing a whiteboard. Whiteboard is something which you can write like a blackboard with a mouse, but with the mouse is difficult. So what you can do is you can write with a pen, simple pen, which are available to write on a touch screen laptop. Suppose that is not available. What you can do is, there's an option to use an iPad. Just open your iPad. It will connect to your iPad. When you connect to your iPad, it will Wi-Fi link to the iPad, and then you can use your iPad on your table like a blackboard. A lot of people take the full class I have seen on a blackboard mode, so that is also possible. Either you use whiteboard or iPad, or even You can keep one slide blank in between to use this as a blackboard. So, and simple pens are available in the market for the screen. That makes it easier to write. So that way you can use that option. And further, I'm just showing you, even in the running PPT, how you use annotation. And even if you have something like this, so this is a video you can insert into your PPT. In the PPT, so that is another option if you are initially classes you want to record. And this is how the screen looks like. You will see all the participants in front of that. This is the last class we had. And today morning we had one class by online Zoom, communication skills in the ophthalmology for the fourth year students. And there was a role play done by 2 students about breaking a bad news. A number of them also we joined as observers here. And this is I wanted to show in the end that a lot of people ask us, and I'm trying to use a pen now, which I was telling you. Now, Zoom meeting, you go into Zoom meeting in the Zoom if you want to have a class, MBBS class, where participants will have a video option. When you go in a webinar, as we are today doing, for example, today you are approximately 350 people with us. This is a big number. So we don't work it's not possible to have video and manage video. So here you have an audio option. So webinars are done when you have an event, bigger event, and Zoom meetings are when you have a class less than 100, when you want to make it interactive. So that interactivity comes into that. So let's move into the next component, and Dr. Monika will share the next platform with you.
Okay, so I'm going to the next platform. Though most of us and myself included, we are using a lot of Zoom. There is something new, which is G Suites, Google Classrooms, Hangout, meeting rooms. And most of these platforms, they work with our Gmail accounts. Now, what is new in G Suite? G Suite is nothing but improvised version of the Gmail accounts that all of us have. When you have a simple or personalized Gmail account, you would have this drop down menu here. And if you click on these multiple dots, it will open into various apps which are attached to your Gmail accounts. The thing which is different about G Suite is that G Suite is a administratively controlled Gmail account. For example, the account that you are seeing on the screen right now, that is my administrative account, which has been given to me by my college, that is CMC Ludhiana. So it has the logo of CMC Ludhiana there. And whatever apps my institute has purchased for my use are available here. Just to note here that because of this COVID season, G Suite is being given by Google free to all the administrative units, business establishments and colleges, so people can use that. But still some of the applications in it like Zoom have to be upgraded to a paid version if you want to use it the way Dinesh described earlier. So going ahead with G Suite, if you saw this column, these dots, when you drop down, you see a number of apps, and one of the apps that I'm discussing now is going to be Google Classrooms. Now Google Classroom, when you click on this application here, which is attached to your Gmail account, even if you're not using G Suite, but you have a personal Gmail account, you can still use some of the apps here. Now the Classroom app, how it appears is, when you click on this is how the Classroom app will appear. Now this is the account that is connected to my G Suite account. And here you will see an option on the top which says join class or create a class. Now as a student, you would be joining a class. As a teacher, you would be creating a class. And how does one join a class? You send the students to the link to this account and they will be able to join. Now if you're using an administrative G Suite, your students also need to have a G Suite email ID given to them by the college. Only then you can add them to the classroom, which makes it a very closed network. It's like a closed loop classroom, and only the students who are there in your college will be able to join it. You can't just send the link to anybody and people all over can join. That would not happen. So when you start a class or when you are structuring a class for your classroom, these are the tabs that you will see. The first tab is the Stream tab. Stream tab is basically like a notice board where you can put information about new assignments. And if you want to give information to the students that are part of your class, all the things will appear here, and the students need to go to their account and look at the stream area and they will see what is written here. For example, I created a classroom yesterday and I posted an assignment for the students. So the announcement appears on the Stream tab. The next tab is the classwork tab, where all the assignments that you create for your students will be available, followed by the people tab. Now this assignment, when you click on it, it will show you options. You can make a name for the assignment and you can have multiple topics. Like you can see in the right corner here, there are multiple topics like NTEP that I have written is actually tuberculosis program. So one of the titles I have created is TB treatment, and within that I created an assignment of writing the adverse drug reactions of the first line drugs. And I have also entered the date by what time I want the students to submit their class. Now the last tab is the people tab. Here you have the option of adding teachers and students. As I said before, if you're using your personal Gmail account, you have to enter each of the email IDs manually. But if you have a G Suite account given by your college, all your students and teachers would be having the ID and they will be there in your contact list. So adding them there becomes easier. The last is the marks tab, and this is built into the classwork that you're giving. So overall, when you look at this platform, the classroom platform, it is mostly an asynchronous platform. So you don't have a face-to-face classroom here. And therefore, if you do not prefer this kind of a mode, then the next mode will be to have some kind of inbuilt video conferencing or face-to-face interaction with your students. In which case, we can go to the next app, which is the Hangouts Meet app. Now this one, chat that says, is the Hangouts chat app. It is a more of a social platform and a personal chatting app where you can chat to anybody whose email ID is there in the contact list of your Gmail account. And the Meet app is where you can have a classroom-like situation. It looks very similar to the Zoom app that Dinesh has already described. I'll just show what appears when you click on the Hangouts Meet app. This is the background page that appears. Now the portrait that you're seeing here can be changed. You can go to the settings and you can change it. It looks very simple here. Unlike Zoom, where you have a lot of things appearing on the first screen, here you just see a join or start meeting tab. So the moment you click it, you go into this form where you are supposed to write the name of the meeting. Now again, I created the same name for the meeting here. And there is a joining information here. Now the thing that is different in this particular app is that you need to copy this information and send it via email to all the participants, or send it on WhatsApp or whatever social media you're using. Whoever has a link can join. It has the option of joining by dialing in a phone number, but this option is available only in US and Canada. It's not really available to us. So then when you click present now, you will go to other tabs. You need to add the people. So you could start typing the names here. You could even have a chat option, very similar to what we have been doing in Zoom. You people are asking questions on the chat tab, and that can appear here as well in the Hangouts Meet app. So this is another class that I created. So you could click on join now. You could click on present if you are the one who is presenting. And once you click on that, it goes into a very similar screen like the Zoom app. It asks you to share your screen. So whatever, if you have an application window or if you have a screen, if you have something open on your desktop, you can click on that and you can click on share and the thing happens. Here you can also have an interaction because this is a video app. Videos are inbuilt, so you can have a face-to-face conversation with your students. Now, the good thing about the Hangouts Meet app is it is face-to-face. Up till some days ago, it was limited to 50 users only, but after this COVID thing has happened, they have upgraded it and now you can use it for 100 users. Now, again, there is a limitation of 100 users, but because this is a video conferencing app, if you are having a seminar, you could stream the seminar and live streaming is possible and more number of people can join in. You can share any kind of content. There is an attachments tab also on the first page. You can attach whatever you want to do. And if you have any Word documents, those also can be shared with the student. Now, this is some of the things that are important for G Suite. So if you think this works for you and you have G Suite paid accounts, then you can probably use the Hangouts Meet and the educational. There are more apps which are attached to G Suite. You can explore some of those. I've just shown 2 of them right now. So there's more. I think Chetna will share some more information. Over to you, Chetna.
I'm going to describe something which is perhaps a little bit more basic compared to what you have seen just now from Dr. Monika and Dr. Dinesh. We have used asynchronous type of learning using YouTube and WhatsApp. That has been the initiative that we have tried during this COVID-19 situation. And basically what really initiated this whole thing is that we already had an existing WhatsApp group for undergraduate students, and we were feeling lost out regarding the timetable that we were, which was just left hanging. And we also had some tech-savvy faculty and residents who wanted to, catch up with the syllabus. So what we did is we first wanted to check with the users what they really wanted in terms of what type of online lectures they really wanted and what they preferred. So we did ask them that would they want it as in this Zoom or a webinar or a YouTube, and majority of them said let's go with the YouTube. And hence we tried out this platform, and we reviewed the whole timetable and prepared a list of topics that were pending. And since we wanted to first catch their attention, because this was our first experiment with the students, we thought let us take some topics which are relevant in the current scenario, like antiseptics and disinfectants and malaria, which is usually perceived as important by most of the students. Also, we had a few lectures recorded for P-drug and prescription exercises. In short, we did look at the need of the students in terms of the platform, as well as a topic that we thought would be useful for them. We limited the length of the lecture to 30 to 35 minutes and ended up these lectures with either an assignment or an MCQ. And so just like any other lecture, we first asked the participating faculty to create a PowerPoint, which was validated by one of the senior teachers in terms of content as well as the length. And later on, then it was recorded. This recording was done in such a manner that the issues of the ecos, etc., were minimized by use of good laptops or desktop systems. And in order to understand or know whether the students were really learning actively, we introduced MCQs, or we introduced solutions of assignment to be recorded in the journal. And also we had a Google-based feedback form, which however was not kept anonymous. And we wanted the students to write the names as well as roll number which were recorded. So after we had the PowerPoint ready, checked, it was uploaded, it was recorded and then uploaded with the appropriate title on the YouTube. We also had a release schedule which was preset on the YouTube, so that these YouTube videos could be released at appropriate schedules without me having to, schedule them every time, release them every time. And we gave a gap of at least 3 to 4 days between each video, so that the student had enough time to go through them, since it was a asynchronous type of learning. And it required, this was not meant for public sharing, rather it required the user to click on a link which was shared with the students or other potential users on the WhatsApp. After the video was uploaded, after the link was shared, a day later, we also shared the feedback form to be filled in by the students. And we have received the feedback, analysis of which is pending. Now, we did find that the challenges faced were that some of these lectures were pretty time consuming to prepare, especially when we are thinking of validating them, checking them, and also recording them. Technical glitches in form of some disturbances in the voice, echoes that we felt, plus the length of the videos. We learned that the length of the video or the size of the file should not exceed 25 MB, and 30 to 35 minutes was the optimum length of the videos that were good enough for them, as well as for the uploading it on the video. And we were not really sure the students are actually viewing the lectures and going through the lectures, or just clicking on the link and filling up the feedback form. But however, after going through the detailed analysis of the feedback, maybe we'll get a better idea. The good things about it is the faculty was willing to participate and spare the time needed for it. We ensured that we use laptops with good microphones. In fact, the first lecture that we created was not very good in terms of the voice, which was appearing to be very muffled. And we got this in the form of feedback from the students, and then we changed our approach to recording these lectures. And we also learned that the feedback, formal as well as informal, does help, but also we added assignments to these lectures, which are to be recorded in the journal by the students. And There was a concern regarding attention of the students and attendances, but then we know that even in physical sit-down lectures also, these issues are always there. So although it's a very simple approach, a very basic approach, we do hope that it will interest the students, and we would like to upgrade to other platforms as well. Now, I'd just like to share a couple of videos that we have used.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Suchisha from the Department of Pharmacology, VJ Medical College, Ahmedabad. We have arranged the online classes for second MBBS students amidst this pandemic of coronavirus. So keep learning. The topic for today is malaria, which is going to be conducted in 2 sessions. So in today's session, we are learning introduction, life cycle, symptoms and diagnosis, drug classification, and individual drugs. Malaria is caused by the protozoal parasite Plasmodium, which is characterized by fever with rigors, anemia, and splenomegaly. There are 4 major types of Plasmodia which can infect men: Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium ovale, and Plasmodium malariae. Epidemiological data
assignment slides. Select the P drug. The question for batch A is a 7. Kindly solve these questions and the answers would be discussed soon. Thank you.
See here that this is how we left the WhatsApp messages for the students. This is the first one that we said when we introduced the recorded lectures to them on the WhatsApp group, and how we began with the P drug exercise. Similarly, when we introduced this malaria part 2 for them, and then after each message, we kept on reminding them that we have posted this and you're required to view it, check out the MCQs and fill up the feedback form. This is some sort of formal and informal feedback that I spoke about. Informal feedback in form of, the thumbs up messages we got, but more importantly, this Google form. Usually we say that feedback has to be anonymous, but in this case, we actually kept it, we wanted the students to write the names and roll numbers in order to know where the feedback is coming off, and if possible, later on also use it as an attendance in case this whole his procedure becomes institutionalized. So we look forward to your suggestions. Stay safe and happy learning. And we hand over to the next speaker now.
First, I would like to thank Dr. Dinesh for inviting me to participate in this web conference. In fact, he was my professor advisor during my FAIMER fellowship. So thank you, Dr. Dinesh.
Welcome.
He asked me to talk about BigBlueButton. In fact, our experience with BigBlueButton is we started to use BigBlueButton last month when since the shutdown started in Brazil, and my institution made it available in our internal server. So all the professors, all the faculties are using BigBlueButton during the online activities. So I will just present my personal experience. I put the BigBlueButton website in this slide if you are interested in see something else. So this platform is made for around 100 students. It's the maximum number we are using in our institution. Is a very user-friendly platform. The software is free in their website. And as the main tools, I can put the tool of upload presentation. Unfortunately, we can just upload the PDF presentation. If you try to upload in PPT, the system will automatically convert for PDF. So it's better to upload in PDF. We can share screen. Of course, there is another interesting tool, a whiteboard like Zoom, for example. We can use chat. This one is that I like the most, is the two of breakout rooms. It's very interesting because we can share your big groups in small groups and plan different case discussion, different activities. It works very well. I tried and it works very well. As Zoom, you can formulate MCQs. It's able to record the session, which is very useful in country where the internet quality is not good all the time. So many students have issues related to quality of internet, and then they can watch later the session. And when you try to maintain the webcams turned on, it's possible just to make 15 webcams turned on simultaneously. So in big groups, we prefer just to the moderator, the professor, with his webcam turned on, and students just the audio. I made a print screen here just for you to see how is the main page of the Big Blue. In fact, as I told you, my institution made it available inside our internal server, so we can easily access. And here in the first square is the moderator, and is a real classroom I was teaching yesterday. The students are mentioned. For example, in this situation, we have 14 students at this time. As I told you, just my webcam is turned on, and we can record the session. Okay. If you want to speak specifically with one student or make him a presenter, for example, or promote him to a moderator, it's possible to change the status in the same platform. Okay. We in big groups, we always use chat to clarify questions, to make the session more interactive, as I told you. So it's very easy. Everyone can access, and it's a public chat. But as I told, it's also possible a private chat as well. When we see the tools available, for example, in this slide, it's possible to start a poll, upload, share an external video. It's very interesting because as we just upload PDF version of our slides, it's interesting when you can share a YouTube video or something else. Okay. Here, just a model. It's quite similar to Zoom, an upload presentation. You can present in the same way of other platforms. The whiteboards, I'm using a lot the whiteboard tool, because it's easy to make the session more interactive, and it's interesting because all students can use the whiteboard, okay? And not only the faculty or the moderator can use this platform. So it's very useful during the session. I think the polling, the MCQs, is not different from those of Zoom. You can formulate multiple choice or yes or no, true or false questions. You can see the results in a very fast. You can see the results, okay? This tool that I mentioned I like the most is the capacity to break out rooms, okay? In this example, it's not a real example, but we can select a different number of rooms. Usually, I teach around 60 students in each session, so I divided them into 8, 9 groups, and you can enter in different rooms to see the progression of discussion and so forth. So students can be selected by you in different rooms, or you can let them select by themselves in which room they want enter, okay? And then you can or randomly assign or not, and you can set a time to start and finish the small sessions. So if the session ends, all the students will come back to the main room, okay? As a conclusion, overall, we are having a good experience with this platform. We are receiving positive feedback from faculty members and students. Students are able to practice, are able to use different tools during the sessions. Of course, all over the country have some problems related to bandwidth, internet quality. So something we face this kind of problem. And many professors that are not able to deal with technology are complaining it's difficult for them. So I think we need to plan more training for them to be able to use all the tools, because it's very useful. And then as a final tip, it's better experience when even in small groups, we turn off students' webcams. It makes the session much better, the audio doesn't freeze. So that's it. I was planning to share with you. I put in this slide my email. If someone has some private issue, I'm available to answer. Thank you.
We really thank you. It has been actually 2 hours you are here and contributing to that. I think this will help each of us, not only you, but us also, to sort of practically apply these components in a better way. So thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much. We end the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.